Coming up in this week's episode of Theme Park Worldwide the show, I'm going to be talking all about that big news we had from Phantasialand on their brand new flying coaster. Along with that, a major expansion and refurbishment project for Wallaby Belgium, some news on a refurbishment of Eurosat at Europa Park, and some information on Efteling and Symbolica, the brand new dark ride set to open in just a few days' time. I'm Shawn Sanbrooke, this is Theme Park Worldwide the show, and that means it's time to cue those titles. Welcome to this week's episode of the show. Hope you've all had a fantastic week and I hope you've enjoyed our brand new vlogs here on the channel. Bit of a vlog overload at the moment, so much going on, and it's great to see that you guys are all really enjoying it. I've enjoyed the past few days looking down at all the comments and seeing what you guys have thought to our Asia trip. It really has been fantastic, and of course Shanghai Disneyland Day 1 and Day 2 are now online, so make sure you check those out. We took a little break away from the Asia vlogs and I've uploaded one from Lightwater Valley. That was filmed last weekend when we came back from Asia, and there is a vlog from Flamingo Land which will be online tomorrow, as in Thursday. So if you are watching this in the future, then make sure you go back and check out our vlogs from Yorkshire. Following on from that, there's still plenty of vlogs to come from our Asia trip. Of course, we've got the last couple from Shanghai to go online, and following on from that, there's quite a few vlogs from when we went over to Japan, including Fuji-Q Highlands, of course Disney Sea and Disneyland. So make sure you do check those out when they go online in the next couple of weeks here on our YouTube channel. But like I say, the next vlog will be Flamingo Land, and that'll be online tomorrow. Then as we get towards the weekend, we'll have another vlog from Asia, which will be Happy Valley Shanghai. It wasn't the best day I've ever had at a theme park, but it's definitely one of the most funny vlogs I've ever filmed on the channel. I'll save the surprise for the vlog, but yeah, I'm sure you guys will all really enjoy that one. Me and Alex had a right laugh that day, and you'll soon see why when you watch the vlog. But yeah, it's been a really good week, lots going on the channel, so make sure you stay tuned for lots and lots of new vlogs, all to come in the next few days. Of course, make sure you also check out our recent construction updates from both Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach and Secret Weapon 8 at Alton Towers. It's now time for news off the rails. Now, of course, summer is in full swing, and it's also the time of year where we get to hear about new investments at theme parks for the following season. This week there's been quite a bit of news from a few different parks on their developments for next year, and we'll get onto that shortly. But first, probably the biggest news we've had this week is from Phantasialand, and this is also probably the biggest shock, because a lot of people didn't have a clue they were even planning on building a brand new coaster, and neither did I, to be honest. This has come as a really big shock, but they have announced they are going to build the world's first launched flying roller coaster. Not only that, it is also going to be the world's longest flying coaster. Now, the current record holder for that is actually the Flying Dinosaur at Universal Studios Japan, which is just over 1.1 kilometres in length. That's an interesting fact for you for this one. But yeah, here's a little bit of imagery to show you alongside this one. So quite a few months back now, they did announce Rookborough, which is a brand new themed area of Phantasialand that's sitting on the site of Race for Atlantis, which was like a simulator ride. When you're in Phantasialand in the Berlin area, which is of course the main entrance street and the hub, so to speak, as soon as you turn left, it was literally just there, outside the area where Windjass is, the indoor spinning coasters. But yeah, this is very, very exciting. I didn't think they'd be able to fit a roller coaster there. I say that, but Phantasialand, they're very good at making things sort of interact with other buildings and other rides, and I'm sure this will be exactly the same. The fact it's going to be the world's longest, as well as the world's first launch, very, very exciting, and this new ride is going to form the centrepiece of this brand new themed area, which is a steampunk themed area called Rookborough. I mean, it's all very exciting for the park, and the new attraction is set to be called Fly. Fly, as in it's got the little dots in between as well. You can see the logo just at the side of me just there. I would say logo, an early image of what this is so to be, so to speak. But yeah, I'll show a bit more concept art on the side. But this is a big shock announcement to me. I love Phantasialand, and they really are pushing. I mean, over the past few years, you've had Chapas, which is a fantastic log flume attraction. Moving on from that, of course, you've had the whole of Klugheim with 2 roller coasters. That only opened last year. Of course, you've got Taron and Rake. And yeah, this park really like to theme things very heavily, which leads me on to say that no opening date has actually been announced for this brand new flying coaster. However, it's either going to be 2018 or maybe 2019. A lot of people might think, well, it's only the middle of 2017 now, it must be for next year. However, with Phantasialand, they do normally announce things very early, and it doesn't guarantee that it's going to actually open for next year. So with this one, it could be back end of next year or summer maybe, but don't rule it out. It could also be 2019. Of course, it's all speculation at the moment, but a lot of these attractions at the park do take time to build, like Klugheim, Chapas. They've all taken quite a bit of time, especially with it being a very small park and very compact, and a lot of rides sort of going over the top of each other's and themed areas backing onto each other and that sort of thing. You know, it does take time at Phantasialand, so no matter when it opens, I'm sure it's going to be fantastic, and I love the idea of this steampunk style theme going on. So stay tuned on Theme Park Worldwide, and we'll keep you up to date on all the latest on Fly, the world's first launched flying roller coaster at Phantasialand. Seems so strange saying that, and the fact we're getting this new coaster at Phantasialand, I was in shock. The news literally announced just after I filmed last week's show, and I couldn't wait to talk about it this week. But yeah, comment down below, what are your thoughts on that? I love reading the comments in the show, so make sure you do comment below your thoughts on this brand new ride. Set to be manufactured by Vekoma, this one. It's not a B&M flying coaster. However, it's not going to be a traditional Vekoma flying coaster, this one. We believe it's going to be a bit of a different design, a bit of a first for Vekoma in terms of changing that up a bit. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this one, and I'm sure Phantasialand will do an amazing job of the theming and the overall experience with Fly. So stay tuned for this one. Moving on to another announcement. This one is for next year though, guaranteed. 2018 investment for Europa Park. Now Eurosat 2.0 has officially been announced, and this is a big refurbishment of the Eurosat ride located within the French themed area of Europa Park. Obviously, not much is really known at the moment about this, apart from it's going to be quite a big change to the overall ride experience. Now, whether that means that we're going to see the whole track ripped down and refurbished, we're not too sure. Does it mean we're going to have a different layout? Again, we're not too sure. It's all speculation. But some things we do know is that work is going to be done to the track and trains. Now, this ride opened way back in 1989. It's one of the oldest roller coasters at Europa Park, and for a while it's been known for being quite intense, especially on the brakes when you come in at the end of the ride. So it's guaranteed that some sort of work is going to be done to the track. Whether it's going to be a complete replacement or just little bits, who knows? We don't know that detail at the moment. We do know, confirmed, it's going to be a new experience, which will mean upgrades to the theming and the overall feel of the ride. So that might mean a new soundtrack, a new queue line, all that kind of stuff. It is very 80s at the moment, and yeah, hopefully it'll definitely get some refurbishments done to it in terms of the queue line. I mean, the outside of the queue line isn't that enjoyable. It's a big cattle pen. I'd like to see them do a bit of work with that, or maybe send it inside under the coaster or something like that. But again, it's all speculation. One thing we do know that has been confirmed though is that the ride will have a VR experience. Now, you know my thoughts on VR, and I know Europa Park, you know, they've done some good things with VR. However, I'm still not a huge fan of it. I still don't even think Europa Park have cracked VR properly. Until next year, maybe this might work. What they're actually going to do is add a separate loading area and offload area. So basically with this VR, you'll load in a different station, put all your headset on and everything, and then I assume there'll be like it'll come on like a transfer track, and then off you go onto the ride. So it's not actually going to slow down the normal operations. So that'll be very interesting. I mean, a park's never done that before. So yeah, it'd be good to see how Europa Park implement that on Eurosat 2.0. That's sort of the name we've got for it at the moment, from actually one of the Mac family who own Europa Park actually tweeted that a few days ago when it was announced. But yeah, very, very exciting. I look forward to seeing what happens with the ride. In terms of the VR, it'd be interesting to see how it works. I look forward to seeing that station idea in operation. But for me, it's more about the ride possibly getting retracked, some new themed in there, new soundtrack, and just a general freshen up of that ride to bring it into this sort of era. And I look forward to seeing what Europa Park do with it. Again, stay tuned here on the channel, and we'll keep you up to date on what's going to happen with Eurosat. It really has been a fantastic week for announcements in the theme park industry, and now Wallaby Belgium have gone in with a huge announcement that they're going to invest over €100 million in the next 5 years in new attractions and refreshing areas of the park. Now, I first visited Wallaby Belgium last June, just over a year ago. Me, Martin and Joe had a fantastic time on our trip. Make sure you check out our series of vlogs that we did. Still some of the best vlogs ever on the channel, so make sure you go back and watch them from our June mega trip last year. But yeah, this is very exciting to see. Of course, they did recently put in Pulsar, which is a Mack Power Splash. That opened last year, and that is a really good ride. It's also home to some other good attractions as well. The wooden coaster's good, like the Rapids is good there as well. I really enjoyed the shuttle loop, what they've got there, the Schwarzkopf shuttle loop, that had sort of had Gerstar go in and do some enhancements to it. That was a really good ride. But yeah, this is very interesting to see. Each area of the park will be themed after this upgrade, and at least 2 new attractions every year for the next few years. So this is very exciting. I'm going to show you a few images of what they've actually got planned at the park. So number one here, the first image I'm going to show you is some sort of tiki themed area with a theatre. You can just see at the back there, the Tiki Theatre. I've been studying these images for about 10 minutes before doing the show, just seeing what interesting things I can point out. It looks like there's going to be some heavy theme in there, bit of a change to the layout of some of the footpaths it seems, and that's quite interesting to see. Here's image number 2. This is like some sort of Arabian themed area. What it looks like here is you've actually got the existing little Vekoma Boomerang, which is still there, and like the little magic carpet flat ride, that's still there. And it looks like they're just going to add loads of theme into the buildings and make it like an Arabian style theme. So that looks quite cool. I like the look of that, and the fact the existing rides are staying, but they're just going in and giving it theming. So that looks really good. I look forward to seeing what they do with that. And image number 3, the final one that I'm going to show you out of these, is some sort of family coaster that can be seen in the plans. I mean, look at that, it's got some good theme in there all the way around it, and it looks like there's going to be a big entrance area going into it, like a big archway or something. So yeah, very exciting times for Wallaby. It seems like the parks are really stepping up the game. I mean, you had Lost Gravity at Wallaby Holland. That was really good when we did that last year. We covered that in the vlogs. And yeah, so it's very good to see that Wallaby Belgium's having this expansion, and yeah, that Wallaby are looking after the park. So again, stay tuned on the channel and we'll keep you up to date with that one. I might even make a trip back out there next year or the year after to go and see it all. I really enjoyed doing the Wallaby parks for the first time, and yeah, definitely one of the best trips that I've ever done. Final bit of news I'm going to talk about this week is from Efteling and Symbolica. Wow. This thing just keeps getting better. Of course, Efteling are really good with the social media. All winter they've been doing updates, construction videos on the brand new dark ride. For anyone that's not been in the loop or not watched the channel for a while, basically Symbolica is a brand new trackless dark ride that is actually opening this Saturday, the 1st of July 2017. And the attraction is going to take you through 10 different rooms, all with heavy theming. It lasts around 7 minutes, but there'll be different journeys, 3 different journeys that you can have throughout this ride, in terms of some will spin around in different areas and see different theming, that sort of thing. But yeah, it looks great. Like I say, you've got 10 rooms in this big warehouse in total. It looks absolutely stunning. The theming in there, oh my god, it looks visually so impressive. And yeah, it opens this Saturday. I've got some friends going out there this weekend for the opening, so I have asked them to send in their review for us here at the show, and I'll be sure to share that next week. But in general, this looks like an absolutely stunning ride, kind of similar to Mystic Manor at Hong Kong Disneyland. So check out the vlog from there, which we did a couple of weeks ago, and it'll give you an idea of what this is. But the actual ride itself, it looks like it's on a much bigger scale in terms of the area it's taking up, and yeah, the rooms seem really big in terms of theming, so I can't wait to see it. And yeah, just get on it. Of course, I'm going to be riding it myself in September when I go out there with Charlotte, Martin and Leah. Leah, if you haven't seen on the channel before, that's Martin's girlfriend, so you get to meet her for the first time in the vlogs. But yeah, very exciting times for the park. In terms of other things for Efteling, they have also announced like a plan for the park over the next few years, that by 2020, which is what, 3 years away, they want to have 5 million visitors a year, and that's an annual figure they want to try and get. So they have got a plan in place for different phases. Of course, back in 2015, you had Baron which I can't pronounce, but yeah, Baron 1898, I always say it like that. Baron 1898, 2015. Following on from that, they had continuous additions to the holiday village they've got there, like the lodges, and adding to the accommodation. And then also for 2020, they are planning a major new 50-metre tall ride. We don't know any details about this at the moment. We don't have a clue what it is, but they've just said they are planning a 50-metre tall ride for 2020. So that's one to follow. And again, as I get any news, I'll be sure to share it with you guys here on the YouTube channel. Of course, you can also follow our social media. head over to the Facebook page and drop us a like, follow us on Twitter at ThemeParkWW, and also follow us on Instagram, where we recently do these Instagram stories. We've started getting into that. Yeah, I do like that you're doing the Instagram stories, where you get exclusive content, what you can't get on any of our other social media.
You're like a roller coaster, move and shake me side to side. Yes, then I know, but I make you ride like a roller coaster.
Next up then, it is time for Name That Coaster. Well, last week seems to be a bit of a tricky one. In fact, I looked down in the comments, I don't think anyone actually got this one right. At the time of recording, no one had got this one right. So that's a sign for me that I need to make it a little bit easier for next week. So I will do with the clip. It was actually Montezuma's Revenge, which is a Schwarzkopf shuttle loop over at Knott's Berry Farm in California. But yeah, it's a shame that no one got that one right down in the comments below. But I'm going to make it a bit easier for you for next week. It's a UK coaster, one that a lot of you have probably been on. So here we go. It's this week's Name That Coaster. Stop the sound clip. And all you need to do, remember, is just for fun. Comment down below, comment with other people, get a bit of interaction going on. And again, I love reading the comments here on the show and all of our videos on Theme Park Worldwide. So make sure you do drop us a comment, and it's always great to see your feedback on our videos. I'll be back next week with another Name That Coaster. So yes, welcome to Merch Paradise. In last week's episode of the show, I did show you 2 different mugs that I got from the Asia Mega Trip, and this week I'm going to show you 2 more that I managed to get. So here we go. The first one's absolutely tiny. In fact, there it is. And this is a Shanghai Disney Resort, little mini mug just there. It says Shanghai Disney on it. I thought, you know what, that's a nice little item to get. So I thought I'll buy that and put it here at the World of Theme Parks. There we go. Also, this one is from Fuji-Q Highland. Now, we had a brilliant day at Fuji-Q. Operations, as expected, weren't great, but we had a brilliant time. I loved the park, the landscaping of it, some of the rides there. Ijaneka, a brilliant S&S 4D coaster. But yes, the vlog is to come, and that will be online within the next week, so stay tuned for that one. But yes, this is from Fujiyama, which is the Togo hypercoaster that, as you'll see in the vlog, I was pleasantly surprised with. Can't get my words out there. Pleasantly surprised with the Togo hypercoaster. That's better. Yeah, called Fujiyama. And there we go. There's the mug that I got. It's only a 2D mug, but I thought it's got Mount Fuji on it. Nice little commemorative piece to get from the park. There we are, 79 metres. But yeah, I thought that'd be a nice one to get there. 130 kilometres an hour. Got a few facts on the side. And there we go. And again, in next week's episode of the show, I'll show you a couple more items that I got from the Asia Mega Trip. In terms of the videos, make sure you check out the vlogs. They are definitely the most interesting and exciting vlogs I've ever done on the channel. The fact we went out there and did Asia, I still can't believe it. People have been commenting and saying, you really are Mr. Theme Park Worldwide now. That's great to see. Of course, we've done a lot of Europe, of course the UK, which is where we're based. I'd be worried if we hadn't done a lot in the UK. Quite a bit over in the States now, with more to come next year. Ooh, exclusive. And of course, done a little bit of Asia now as well. Well, quite a bit of Asia. So yeah, really exciting to see. And I'm just glad that you guys are following me on this journey and joining me with the videos. I really love going out there to see all these parks. And yeah, it really is great that you guys are enjoying the content as much as you are. So thank you to each and every one of you who support with Theme Park Worldwide. And here's to the future. I can't believe that we're nearly 3/4 of the way there to getting 100,000 YouTube subscribers. That really is an amazing number. And when I started this channel, I didn't even think we'd reach a couple of thousand, never mind getting the milestones that we have done. So thank you to all of you. It really does, coming deep down from my heart, really does mean so much to me. So thank you. So it is time for the final segment of this week's episode. It is, of course, TPW Showcase, and wow, this week it is a big one. I did say in last week's episode, let's try and make it a record amount, and this week it definitely is. We've never had so much sent in for an episode, so thank you to each and every one of you for taking the time out, sending it over on our social media, and next week, if you'd like to have your items featured on the show, all you need to do is send them in over on the Facebook page for Theme Park Worldwide. Just send it as a private message, and also via private message on our Instagram page. So let's get started then. Lots and lots of photos, but the first one is someone who's had a photo with me, and it's Reese. So there we go. Thanks for sending that one in. Next up there, we've got Harry. It was really good to meet you, Harry, so thanks for sending in your photo. Charlotte here has got a photo from Python with an on-ride photo there, so thanks for sending in that one. Will has done a really, really good fan drawing. I absolutely love that. I love all the little details and captions you've put on it, so thank you very much for sending that one in. We all really like that one. Next up then we've got Oliver with a Dragon Falls on-ride photo from Chessington. Really nice ride that. I do hope it gets some theming again in the near future though. Next up we've got Hannah with a Nemesis on-ride photo. Good to see you having a ride there on Nemesis at Alton Towers. A brilliant B&M inverted coaster that opened back in 1994. Next up we've got Liam Campbell on Euroloop, so thanks for sending in that one. James has sent in his photo from him on Storm Surge at Thorpe Park. Not a big fan of Storm Surge, but I'm loving the photo that you've got there, so thanks for sending it in. Samuel has also met me, so thanks for sending in that one. And then we've got Matthew, Lily and Lucas at Flamingo Land. Hope you had a good time. Make sure you check out our Flamingo Land vlog, which will be online tomorrow, as in Thursday evening, so make sure you do check that one out. Oliver's got a Nemesis drawing. That's really cool. Thank you very much for sending in that one. Good to see that you do all these little drawings and things. They are really, really good. Ellis has had a photo next with me just here. Great to meet you. And so has Daniel as well, so thanks for sending that one in. Moving on, we've got Catherine, who had a very good photo here with me and Martin. It was great to meet you there in the queue for the Runaway Mine train over at Alton Towers last week when we filmed our Secret Weapon 8 update. If you've not seen it, make sure you check it out, as construction really is progressing at Secret Weapon 8. The lift hill's starting to go up now this week as well, so stay tuned early next week for another episode here on the channel. Really committing to making sure I get as many videos as I can on from SW8, because I know you guys are really enjoying the updates, and especially with it being the local park. So there we go, thanks for your photo there, Catherine. Next up we've got Izzy, Amber and Jacob, who had a photo here with me. Moving on, we've got Carly, his son had a photo there with me as well. Morgan the same, he had a photo, so thanks for sending in that one. Adam had a photo at the Edinburgh Dungeons. I've not done that for quite a few years. I'll have to go back and share a review on the channel, but thanks for sending that one in. Still quite a few to go yet, guys. We've got James, who had a photo with Alex. I'm glad you enjoyed meeting him. Joseph has got an Alton Towers and Thorpe Park drawing. Loving those. Thank you very much for sharing your drawings. Lots of drawings this week. I love it. Very creative. Moving on, we've got Laura, who had a photo with me and Martin there as well. So thanks for sending that in. We've then got UK ride photos with a Slammer medal. Really unique piece of merchandise that'll be, especially now Slammer's closed at Thorpe Park. Still saddens me to say it, but yeah, thank you very much for sending in that photo. We've then got Joe up next with an Alton Towers map. Thanks for sharing that. Adam has got a Pleasure Island map, so again, thanks for sending that one in. We've got Aaron with a Swarm t-shirt. Again, thank you for sending it to us here at the show. And finally, we've got Rogan with a mini world of theme parks. I'm loving this. You even got shelves up in there. You got like a little whiteboard I can see. It's really, really nice, so thank you for sending in that photo. Next up, it's time for your birthdays. This week, a very big Theme Park Worldwide happy birthday to Chris, Tom, Erin and Laura. Happy birthday to all of you from us here at the channel. That has come to the end of this week's episode of the show. Make sure you do send in your photos for TPW Showcase. It's summer, get yourself out there to the parks. Send in any past photos you've got from on-ride photos. We just love to see anything theme park related, so keep it coming in to us on Instagram and our Facebook page. Hope you've enjoyed this week's episode. Make sure you go back and check out our brand new vlogs. Like I say, Flamingo Land tomorrow night, Live Water Valley went on a couple of days ago, along with our numerous vlogs from our Asia Mega Trip 2017. Also in terms of vlogs, we're going to be at Europa Park very soon as well, coming up the middle of July. Me and Mr. Lee Wood, who are going out to Europa Park, and we can't wait to share a few brand new vlogs here on our channel. Thank you very much for watching this week's episode of the show. I'm Shawn Sanbrooke, and that means it's time to cue those credits. See you later, guys. Hope you all had an absolutely fantastic week.